And we're going to talk more in depth about how the timeline works and how we're going to play back the video and audio we're working with and what's really represented here on the timeline. So the very basic concept here is that on the timeline we basically have a representation of time moving forward. So things on the left of other things are earlier, and as we move across the right they get later in time. And that is generally the nature of our universe, for time to unfold from earlier to later. And you may notice that every different moment in time here is represented by a certain time code. And I'm just clicking around to different places on the timeline here, and that's setting the cursor, or basically a playback head, where it's going to be on this timeline. And right here above the track headers is a readout of what the time code is at that particular moment. And so right now we have 1 minute, 15 seconds, and 3 frames. And there are about 30 frames per second when we're using NTSC, 25 frames per second in PAL. You'll also see along the top here the ruler, which has that same readout: hours, minutes, seconds, frames. So how long is this project? Well, the last event ends at 2 minutes, 9 seconds, and 1 frame. So let's talk about actually doing the playback in the timeline. I'm just going to place the cursor over one of the events here, the farmhouse media.